If you want to change the reality that you're experiencing, or you have an idea or a goal or something that you want to accomplish, visualizing, meditating, and creating the frequencies are not optional. You have to do this. When I ask some of you that I'm working with, hey, are you doing the exercises? Are you doing the visualizations? And you look at me and you're like, oh yeah. What you're telling me is that it's not a priority. And so what that says to me is I need to do a better job of explaining to you why this is not optional and required to create a different experience. So what I understand happens with most people when they fall into the information about law of attraction and manifesting is that they don't understand the neuroscience part of it, which is anytime that you want to create something or you have a goal, you have to make sure that you have the subconscious programs to support you in accomplishing that. Our subconscious is responsible for 92% of all of our habits, our behaviors, and our thoughts and our actions. So if you don't have it programmed to support something new that you're going after, you're going to have a sloppy manifestation. You're going to have results that are disappointing. So visualizing and meditating and creating these frequencies is just one tool that you can use to help you. But what I'm going to explain in this video are the reasons why I don't think that you're doing it or making it a priority. And I think in understanding how I break these two things down, it will give you the motivation and the understanding as to what's going on and why maybe you're not doing it. So our subconscious, responsible for around 92% of all of our habits and our behaviors, from the moment you wake up to the moment that you go to sleep, and everything in between. The majority of that is run on subconscious programs. Just to give you an example of how powerful our subconscious is, I'll share this quick story. Several months ago, Whole Foods decided to rearrange like 6 or 7 aisles in their store. And I could walk in the store, get all of my groceries, check out, and be done in about 20 minutes. When they rearranged all the aisles, when I walked in, I had to bring my consciousness into focus and figure out where all of the items were that I needed and on what shelf. And what took me normally 20 minutes took me like 45 minutes to an hour. I couldn't be multitasking, so I couldn't be on the phone with my mom as I was walking through the store. I had to bring all of my consciousness into what I was doing. So what was happening was my body became the mind. I had trained my subconscious at Whole Foods to know exactly where the items were that I needed and in the most efficient route as possible, and that I could even multitask while I was doing it. This same concept, the same process of what I experienced at Whole Foods is what happens with everyone as they move throughout their day doing activities that they're used to doing. So if you set a goal that you've already done before, or it's a goal of something that you think you can do, well then you have cells of recognition to do that. And it will be easy for you to accomplish that. Easier than if you were to set a goal that you had never accomplished before and you didn't know how you were going to do it. Then that's when the subconscious pushes back and tries to limit you and tries to keep you in your comfort zone because there are no cells of recognition to support you in doing whatever it is that you say that you want to do. And in your comfort zone, this is where a lot of people get stuck because it's comfortable. It's familiar and it's safe, but there is no growth in your comfort zone. So one of the tools that I teach when we're setting goals and going after new ideas is visualizing. And this helps retrain your subconscious. So the two reasons why I think that this is challenging maybe for some of you to make a priority. First, we have to develop our imagination. This is a skill. This is an ability that we have. As far as we know, animals do not have the ability to imagine. So God, creator, source, wherever you think that we came from, gave us the ability to use our minds to project and think about ideas. So develop this mental muscle. Fantasize, daydream, think about what it is that you want to create. If you need help with this, message me, because this is one of my areas of strength. Then, second, we know that athletes, we know that musicians, and we know that professional performers talk about visualizing all of the time. It's easy for us to wrap our mind around these elite athletes and these performers using visualizing to create their goals and to physically perform on the field or in front of people, because the visualizing and the mental rehearsal that they're doing are actionable, repeatable, simple movements. Throwing a football, hitting a tennis ball, playing the piano, speaking on stage in front of a whole bunch of people. These are things that are easy for us to wrap our head around, that people are visualizing and mentally rehearsing, but the same concept applies to our goals. So buying an investment property that we want to stabilize, buying or starting a new business, monetizing your specific skills, your talents, coming up with a product or some type of invention that you're really excited about that you want to share with the world. All of these things involve actions and behaviors and scenes, and they can be rehearsed in our minds. So develop your imagination. The second reason why I think it's difficult for some people to make this a priority is because they don't trust the process. They want immediate results. You cannot go to the gym and do squats a couple times and then see results a week or two later. You have to go continually. You have to do multiple reps and you have to practice. This is the same with visualizing and creating the scenes in your mind and feeling the feelings. When you do this, you are collapsing old neural pathways and you are creating new neural pathways, new synaptic connections. This is where I'm going to ask you to trust the science, trust the data, trust the process, and mostly trust yourself. Now, the caveat to all of this: what happens when you start setting big goals and having really big ideas are that there are limiting beliefs which each of us have that come to the surface. And these limiting beliefs are things that we picked up from childhood or just along the way in life. These limiting beliefs are things like, you're not smart enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not capable, I have to work really hard for money, money's hard to come by, no one cares about what I have to share. Limiting belief, limiting belief, limiting belief. This requires you to become conscious of the thoughts that you're thinking, okay? So anytime you catch yourself thinking something that is limiting you in achieving what it is that you are going after, go to work on those limiting beliefs, okay? We spend a lot of time doing this in class, but I'm bringing this up just as a caveat because this is part of the process. Now, lastly, I ask you to do these meditations and these visualizations while you're in theta. So right when we go to sleep and then right when we wake up, our brain waves go through theta. This is the most programmable state that you can be in to impress whatever it is that you're visualizing and feeling into your subconscious mind, okay? So set a timer on your phone, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Think about the scene of the goal achieved, of the experience being had by you. Maybe it's a habit or a behavior that you want to develop more, but create that scene and visualize yourself and what's happening. What are you doing? Activate all your 5 senses. What do you hear? Who's around you? What are they saying? And most importantly, what are you feeling? You're sending chemical instructions to your body. Hey, this is how this is going to feel when I accomplish this. Hey, body, this is what I'm going after, okay? Now, I want you to consider yourself like an elite athlete, and I want you to be disciplined, and I want you to do this every day. And if you miss a day, pick up the next day, okay? Message me if you have questions. I love you.